Here we are, our last exercise for utility testing. And so we're going to answer the question, when have you validated your utility? The answer is you validated your utility when we solved this problem for you, which is when are you done utility testing? So how do you know when it's time to move on to scaling or whether or not you should go back and run some other experiments? The answer is the same as the previous exercises. When your currency calculator says there's a clear path to victory, that means that you are done utility testing. Now there are two numbers that we are trying to tweak in utility testing that have an impact on your path to victory. And those two numbers are the total lifetime value, or the lifetime value of your customer, and the viral coefficient. So these are the two numbers that we care most about and that will determine whether or not you are on your path to victory. Of course, in currency testing, we estimated these numbers, and now in utility testing, we're actually testing and determining what value these numbers have. Now, if you'll recall, on our path to victory, this gray line here represents the viral coefficient, and the viral coefficient is actually averaged with your early majority to early adopter ratio to determine this blue line here. And so previously in previous chapters, we wanted to make sure that at least the blue line, if not all three lines, were above the orange line, which was your victory revenue. And if after running your experimentation you find that the blue line is not above that level, well then things are bad. You gotta go back. And when I say bad, I don't mean bad. What I mean is that the path that you're going forward is not going to lead to victory, but it's good to know that. So you want to make sure that the path you're going down has at least this blue line is above your path to victory. That means that that there's a non-trivial chance that you will be able to achieve your victory through this path. Ideally, you want to be able to run your experiments such that your viral coefficient, based on your viral coefficient and your total lifetime value of your customer, you are above your victory revenue. That's a great place to be. That's exactly where you want to be ideally, because that can give you full confidence that you are going to achieve your victory by pursuing this path. All right, that is it. That's all you need to know. Now, if that's it, if you are going to achieve your victory, if you're on your victory path. If you're not, let's recap and talk about where you can go from here. So let's do that by starting where we've come from. So we started at F, and in that phase we did customer storming, you did a series of interviews, you did your 5-interview checkpoint. Once that was working and you achieved your success metrics there, it was time to move on to your offer testing. And in offer testing, you did your interview analysis and you did your offer experiments to determine if you could get people to actually respond to your offer. And then after that, you went to currency experiments. Currency experiments where you were optimizing your currency and actually running your currency experiments. And of course, throughout the entire way, you were going back to earlier phases in the process as necessary to go and tweak your offer or your currency or even your customer segment. Finally, you made it up to utility testing, and there you did your utility experiments, and then you optimized your lifetime value and the K-factor or your viral coefficient. So from here, you've got any number of places to go if you're not on the path to victory. You can simply go back down to utility experiments, and you can continue to optimize your lifetime value or your K-factor. You could go back to running different currency experiments and say, you know what, it turns out that with my current currency rate, I'm not going to be able to achieve victory no matter how much optimization I do. So you can go back here and find a different currency to collect. Of course, you can do a different offer. You can find a different channel that you can move into, and that different channel may have different currencies, which in turn may have different lifetime values. Or, of course, you can pivot and focus on a different customer segment or a different problem. So from here, the world is your oyster. You can choose whatever path is going to lead you to victory. Of course, if the one you're on right now isn't going to lead to it, then let's go find one that is. Let's go pivot and let's go make some changes and pick up from where you left off previously so that you can go and find your right path to victory. All right, so the problems we've solved, we now know when you are done utility testing. And what's up next is going to be scaling. And that is when you validated your utility.